Welcome back to the Gentleman's Gazette. In today's video, we discuss the 7 most common nail clipping mistakes and how you can avoid them. For most men, grooming is more of an afterthought, and oftentimes they have dirt on their fingernails and they don't really pay much attention to it. However, as a gentleman, having well-groomed hands and toenails are definitely a must-have. Are you not sure how to take care of your nails? I suggest to check out this video where I show you how to do a nice manicure at home in under 10 minutes without a lot of tools. So check it out here. The biggest mistake I see men making is to use a blunt clipper to clip their nails. Do you use a clipper and you struggle to cut through your nails? If so, it's time to replace it. Old or blunt clippers are not just hard and frustrating to use, especially on thicker nails like your toenails, but they can also damage your nails because they can cause a tear. Of course, you can just replace your existing nail clipper with one of the same quality. However, if you want something that lasts you for a longer time, invest in high quality stainless steel clippers with a nice sharp edge because it should stay sharp for much longer. The second mistake I often see is men cutting the nails straight across. Yes, it's easier to do it that way, it takes less time, it takes less attention, but it's not very flattering to your hands. Also, it creates unnaturally sharp corners, and I can see why you want to cut them just more or less straight, because most scissors are straight, and even nail scissors that are slightly angled sometimes are still not angled enough to get a shape that actually works with the natural shape of your fingernails. So rather than cutting in one motion, I suggest you clip along the white parts of your nail so you get a nice shape that is very similar to the natural line of your fingernails. In order to get it really smooth and perfectly aligned, you want to finish with a file, and you can learn how to do that in this video here. The third mistake many men make is using traditional nail scissors or just small scissors, because most of the time they're dull and they just squish your nail rather than really cut it. I can see why people use it in the first place. It sounds like a good idea, especially if it's sharp. But even if you find a very sharp pair of nail scissors, I find the clipper is always superior. Personally, I'm right-handed, and so cutting my fingernails with scissors with the left hand usually yielded not so perfect results. On top of that, you can travel with it, and so if you have it in your carry-on, the TSA will confiscate it at the airport. Not so with nail clippers. You can bring them, they're safe, and it's just a better alternative. If you combine the nail clipper with a cuticle clipper as well as a file, you're well equipped to all your nail grooming needs. You can even use the cuticle clipper to get into corners, which is very awkward with regular scissors. If you are interested in a quality set made out of stainless steel in Germany, please check out these sets from Fort Belvedere in our shop here. The fourth mistake I see sometimes is people relying too heavily on their file or relying exclusively on their file. A file is very valuable and it should be part of the last step in your nail grooming routine. However, you should always cut it down first with a nail clipper and then just finish with a file. It's not only quicker, but it will also yield better results and your file will be usable for much longer. The fifth mistake men make is not using a file at all. I know it's an extra step, and once you've clipped your nails, you may think, oh, I'm done, all is good. The problem is it leaves much sharper edges that are not nice and smooth. So if you have silk ties or any other kind of fabric that you touch, you're much more likely to tear or pull something out from that fabric, which ruins the garment or that accessory. If you're not a fan of filing, or if you're in a hurry, at least file off the rough edges because you don't want to hurt anyone or destroy your clothes. When I'm at home, I use a buffing block, which is very helpful with different sand grades, so you can always get a perfect result. The sixth mistake men make is to just focus on the fingernails and not on everything else on your hands. That being said, it's good to take care of your nails, however, they're just one part of your hand. If you have a lot of dirt under your cuticles or they're dry and cracked, it's just not a very well-groomed overall look and first impression. Also, if you have hands that are very dirty or if you have skin issues, it just doesn't look very gentlemanly. Don't ignore your cuticles and your hangnails, and a cuticle clipper is the perfect way to take care of that. Just like nail edges that are not smooth, it's very easy to rip out a thread of an accessory or a garment with hangnails or even cuticles sometimes. No, don't use your teeth to bite it off because you can't get close enough. It will just hurt and oftentimes make it worse. So use a cuticle clipper. Use a nice hand cream. Personally, I like the one from Jack Black. They're not paying me for this, I've just been using it for a while. It seems to be quite rich and greasy at first, but it soaks in very quickly and it's just a good lotion overall. The seventh mistake I've seen is people just not taking care of their nail tools or not cleaning them. Now sometimes stainless steel, if it's not of the highest quality, will still rust if it's in a moist environment, and you should never cut your nails or your cuticles with something that's rusty because it can lead to an infection if you cut yourself. Also, if you share your nail tools with your family or your partner, it makes sense to clean them every once in a while with some alcohol to get rid of any kind of germs or viruses. If you invest in a quality set and you keep it clean, you can use it for your hands as well as for your toes, and you won't run into any problems. So how can you avoid all of those mistakes? Obviously, start investing in a quality nail kit that consists of at least a nail clipper, a cuticle clipper, as well as a nail file. Additionally, you can also get a buffing block, and I also suggest to get some hand lotion. The set that we offer in our shop is very travel friendly. It comes in a nice leather pouch, either in brown and blue or in red and black. The leather is made in Germany and the stainless steel tools are German made as well. The nail clipper is unusual in the sense that it's very flat, so it's travel friendly, but the lever gives you enough power to cut even through the thickest and biggest toenails. The tools come from Solingen in Germany, which is a town renowned for their cutlery and stainless steel products. Again, if you haven't already done so, please watch our nail grooming video for a quick step-by-step guide on how to perfectly groom your nails. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our channel, hit that little bell so videos like this come right to you. And in today's outfit, I'm wearing a casual blue polo shirt, short-sleeved, paired with white and blue seersucker pants and kind of salmon red bow shoes.